Hello everyone, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let's try the greetings again. A resounding good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for energizing me. The energy level will remain constant till the end of the session. So, extreme presiding officer, fellow Toastmaster, and honored guest, with great pride, myself, Toastmaster Krishna Murari Poudel, undertaking a role of Sergeant at Arms, and like to extend warm welcome in second WorldLink Toastmaster Club meeting. I would like to inform you that our meeting is being recorded, and if anyone preferred not to appear in the recording, so please feel free to inform us without any hesitation. And let's take a moment. Please gently close your eyes. Place your hand above your heart and repeat after me. At Toastmaster, we provide a positive and supportive experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Thank you very much. You can lower your hand, gently open your eyes, and take a few seconds to make your mobile in silent or vibrate mode. Okay, thank you very much. I would like to inform some ground rules for smooth functioning of our meeting. So please maintain quiet environment, no any side conversations, and also minimize unnecessary movement during the meeting. And also I would like to be aware that we are not talking about any sexual, religious and politics during the session. Finally, I would like to welcome our distinguished presiding officer of WorldLink Toastmaster Club, Honorable Toastmaster Smreeti Tuladhar. Give her a huge round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Krishna, for starting the meeting exactly on time and explaining the mission of the Toastmaster in such a beautiful way. I'd like to add on to Toastmaster International about its history. It is a non-profit educational organization that helps enhance public speaking and leadership skills worldwide by the various network nation clubs. Since 1924, Toastmaster Internationals have helped people from diverse backgrounds to become more confident speakers, communicators, and more importantly, leaders. Toastmaster began as a series of speaking clubs organized by Ralph C. Smedley during his time working for the Young Men's Christian Association in Bloomington, Illinois, United States. Smedley decided to organize a club where they could learn these skills in a social environment, and the men responded well to the concept. He named the group the Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster was a popular term that referred to a person who gave toasts in the banquets and other occasions, I believe we all can refer to the word toast. I'm sure everyone knows the word, don't we?
Yes.
Okay. The first official Toastmaster meeting was held on March 24, 1905. Much like the first unofficial Toastmaster meeting, today also the meeting is held in a similar way. People took turns leading and speaking at each meeting. With that brief history, I'd like to move on. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, valued guests, and all our guests from WorldLink and our evaluators and TMOE who have come from different clubs. Thank you for joining us today. I am Toastmaster Smreeti Tuladhar, President of WorldLink Toastmasters Club and as presiding officer for this meeting. As a presiding officer for this meeting, I'd like to now formally open this meeting with this gavel. Opportunities don't happen, you create them. So we all have built this opportunity for ourselves to become better version of ourselves. With this positive note, I'd like to move on. I'd like to recognize all the club members of WorldLink Toastmasters Club who all are present here, valued guests, and the other guests from WorldLink as well, who have joined us today in this afternoon in the second WorldLink Toastmasters Club meeting. Thank you for joining us today. I don't see other general evaluators yet, but I'd like to still move on as as time is the value. Okay. I'd like to ask you guests to introduce themselves. Here we have club members, and here we have guests from the visiting Toastmasters. So if any guest would like to have a brief introduction about yourself, please. Anyone?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, friends of Toastmasters, and our dear guests present here. My name is Rumit. I'm currently the president of FX Toastmasters Club and also the area growth director of Area B2. I was here on the orientation, and this is my second time here, and I'm really looking forward to the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to have one more guest speaker, please, from here. Anyone? Thank you for introduction. Without further delay, I'd like to move on now. I'd like to hand over this floor to a very cheerful and smiling lady here who would be here with us from this point onwards as the Toastmasters of the evening. She's Toastmaster Anjana from Ratu Bangla Toastmasters Club. She's VPPR in Ratu Bangla Toastmasters Club, also an educator and student of MPhil and research fellow at Kathmandu School of Education. So let us all welcome again our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Anjana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smreeti, for that lovely and wonderful introduction. And I'm pretty sure most of you are well aware of me since I have been here, twice in this particular building, as well as I have been a part of the previous meetings. And it's my privilege and honor to be the TMOE of this meeting, the prestigious meeting number 2 of WorldLink Toastmasters Club. And yes, being a TMOE, it is my duty to introduce our theme for today's meeting, and that many of you are well aware of it, which is called as positive attitude. This obviously sounds to be a very small term. It's just a simple phrase of 2 words, and for all of us, it's quite a simple term, but if we really dig deeper into this term, then this particular phrase is a game changer for all of us. May not be for some of the people, but for me, this term, positive mindset, is indeed a big game changer for my life. Being a child, when I was in my school, in my primary school, in my secondary school, also when I was in my college, I used to be a very insecure student. I was very much hesitant with the judging eyes that were in front of me, be it my teacher, be it my friends, or be it my family members. I was always scared of being judged. And as you all know, I don't know whether how many of you are 90s kid? Anyone? 90s? Okay, so yes, during at that time or that particular phase of time is indeed a time where we were asked to excel at everything, especially in our studies. Our parents, they expected us to get 100 out of 100, maybe their expectations, and our achievements were somewhere down, 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 maybe on the floor. May not be for you, but for me, I was a struggling student during my early age. And gradually, I really thought inside my mind, am I really that weak? Am I really that delicate person that people, they easily judge me? So when I was doing my bachelor's level, at that time, I gradually started changing my mindset. I started taking all the criticism in a positive way, and of course, my peers, they worked as a filter. They worked as a filter. I took the information or the, let's say, the suggestions of the people from one of my years, and then only whatever I need, I took it inside, and the unnecessary things that I didn't need, it just went out of my other years. So the positive mindset gradually started developing in me, and me myself being a person, being a teacher in my professional life, being a mother of two beautiful kids, as well as having a really beautiful family. I can finally say that I have achieved whatever I have achieved so far. That is all because of the positive mindset that I have inside me and inside my brain. So how many of you do agree that positive mindsets really works? Okay, thank you so much. So of course, a lot of challenges comes in our life, but it's our guts and it's the positivity inside us that leads us forward and that allows you to get the success that we never thought of achieving. So now, moving ahead with the today's session, okay, I am interested to share a quote related to the positive mindset, and it goes like this: be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. So this is something that keeps me motivating in my life, in my darkest time of my life, and also in the brightest time of my life. Now, for the information of the Toastmasters as well as the guests, those who are present here, any Toastmasters meeting is divided into three parts. The first part is the feature speech part, where the members, they prepare speech in advance for a 5 to 7 minutes and get it mentored and deliver their speech. And the second part is the fun-filled table topic session, where even the guests are allowed to participate, and any members out here, they are most welcome to be a part of the table topic session. And for it, each and every speaker will get 1 to 2 minutes. And of course, our table topic master has a lot of interesting topics for all of us. And indeed, we'd love to be a part of it. And the third session is the evaluation or the feedback session, which will be led by our evaluators and our general evaluator. And having said that, let me invite on the stage our general evaluator for today's session, Toastmaster Ishwar Palikhel. Okay, to introduce Toastmaster Ishwar, he is a sales manager by passion, entrepreneur by profession, Toastmaster since 2018, past president of Dr. Toastmasters Club, and Division Club Growth Director of Division B for 2023 and 24. So the stage is all yours. Welcome, Toastmaster Ishwar.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. First of all, I am very sorry to have arrived late because I was, roaming around to find this location. Couldn't find it. Google Map doesn't help at times. So, sorry about that. So, the most beautiful part of a Toastmasters meeting is evaluation. This is the only place where you get feedback and evaluations impromptu. no any clubs or platforms do have such kinds of positive. So the theme is positive mindset, and the thing that happens in the evaluation session is all positive feedback, where people give feedback and those who receive feedback happily accept those feedbacks. So I will be leading the evaluation session. There are three different sub segments in the evaluation part itself. So we have today featured speech speakers. Their speeches will be evaluated by the evaluators. That will be the first part, and we normally call it direct evaluation. And there will also be some technical evaluation, which will be led by the indirect evaluators. And for that, we have different role takers as well. And at the end of both of these evaluations, I will be presenting my overall observation of the meeting. So what I will do is I will introduce the direct evaluators at the time of the evaluation itself. For now, let me introduce the indirect evaluators, the technical evaluators. We normally call it tag team. So it starts with T, but we can start with Grammarian, no problem. So the Grammarian for today's meeting is Toastmaster Abhishek Sharma. Toastmaster Abhishek, may I? Okay. May I please request to let us know about what particular is about the role of your grammarian part today.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Ishwar, General Evaluator for the meeting of today. Uh,
Yeah, please continue.
Dear fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, I am really intrigued to be undertaking the part of a grammarian for the day. As a grammarian, my job is to pick up the good use of the language. I will pay special attention to your pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary, and provide suggestions for improvements. I will be presenting my report at the end of the meeting. Before moving on, I would like to introduce you all to the word of the day. The word of the day for today's meeting is apprentice, meaning a person who works for an employer for a fixed period of time in order to learn particular skills needed in their job. Uh, One example of its usage in a sentence can be: he started as an apprentice to a legendary painter and now has made a great name for himself. I, Moreover, I would like to encourage all of the speech takers to use the word of the day as frequent as we could. And every instance the word of the day is being used, I request all the fellow Toastmasters to upload the users.
To show the thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek. So we have the R counter for today in Toastmaster Gokul Sapkota. Toastmaster Gokul, please let us know about your role today.
Okay, thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I am Toastmaster Gokul Sapkota and I am pleased to be a counter of this meeting. The counter role involves observing word and sound that serve as a verbal cross or pause filling in space. Throughout the meeting, I will attentive to frequently use words like and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also pay attention to filling sounds such as and Furthermore, I will make a note when a speaker unintentionally repeated a word or phrase like saying I or this means at the meeting conclusion. I will provide a general summary of how often each speaker utilized their experience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. So English not being our native language, we tend to have not so fluent speech. Our counter will be taking note of those infrequencies and those pause fillers and crosswords. And we have today the timer in Toastmaster Puneet Manandar. Toastmaster Puneet, kindly let us know about your role today.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Toastmaster Puneet Mahendra and I'm excited to be the timer person today. One important skill of a good speaker is to express a thought within specified time. Time is what we want the most and what we use the worst. It's the same by William Payne. As timer, I will keep track of the speeches. For every speech, there is a minimum time requirement and a maximum time requirement. My duty is to time the feature speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluations during this meeting. The green card indicates the target. The green card indicates the qualifying time. Yellow indicates the target time, and the red indicates the maximum time. After this, you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. For 4 to 6 minute prepared speech, I'll show the green card at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes. For direct and indirect evaluators, you have 2 to 3 minutes. The green card is shown at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. And you have 30 seconds to finish. Similarly, the general evaluator has 4 to 5 minutes. For table topics, each speaker is encouraged to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes. I also green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. If you speak under time or over time by 30 seconds, you will be disqualified and are not eligible for the awards. I will report qualifying times when called upon throughout the meeting.
Thank you. So let's give them a huge round of applause, all the role takers. And we all are professionals. Let us be reminded that once we see the red, it is only in Toastmasters that we get extra 30 seconds. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishwar. Okay, so thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishwar. And I was looking at those cards, yellow, red, and green cards, and I was thinking of me being as a speaker. Only Toastmaster Pratigya knows I am a person who actually does not love to be timed. And today, being a TMOE, I'm so grateful and happy that the timer is not showing me those cards, especially the red one. So last time in my speech, when I delivered it at my club, I think it happened twice that I shooted the time and I was just going on, and I literally didn't feel like stopping because I was not done. I wasn't even concluding my speech. So I was just, this is not a motivation for the speakers. Of course, we have to be on time, but I'm just sharing my experience. When I saw the red card, the bell rang in my mind. Now I have to stop. That came in the part of my mind, but the other part of my brain was saying, no, I have to wrap up my speech. I should not care about that red card. So the positive mindset inside me actually took it positively, and I just concluded my speech within extra 15 seconds. I didn't to go too long, but I just took extra 30 seconds to wrap up my speech, and that really gave me satisfaction. Even though I had stopped my speech within the time after the red card, I would have regretted that I could not share the ending of my speech. But that 15 minutes gave me the time of accomplishment and made me really happy. Even though I didn't win the award, I was quite eligible at a certain moment, but I didn't even won the award. But it was okay for me because I am a person with positive mindset. Exactly. So I took it positively. I was quite satisfied with my speech, and that's how I encourage and I embed the positive mindset inside me. Now, talking about my professional life. Of course, in the personal life, all of us have our own chaos, own things to handle, and we all are doing it pretty well. But being a teacher in a school, especially working with the children of around 10 to 12 years who are quite in an age of adolescence, they are teenagers, and at points they are showing tantrums, they are just not leaving whatever they want what they are desiring. At that point, sometimes I do have a lot of anger inside me. I feel like bursting out, screaming in front of the students, and then really make them do what I want. But again, the positive mindset inside me talks with me and allows me to have a lot of patience, to calm down myself, and to deal with each and every child in the way that they want to be addressed. As we all know, the children nowadays, some of you might be parents. Is it easy to deal with the teenagers nowadays? Might be easy for someone. Any parents, please raise your hands.
Not of a teenager.
Sorry? Okay, maybe the kids.
Yes.
Okay, it's quite a challenging task, not just the teenager, but even the young ones. They are so difficult to be handled. They really need what they want, and they want their desire to be fulfilled. And at that time, again, this theory of positive mindsets will come on the stage, and it will allow you to reflect on yourself. Think about it. What my child wants, what my child is going through, what my child is really willing to have. So if we think in that way, obviously we'll be able to understand them, as well as really have help us to develop a lot of patience and deal with the children, as well as sometimes the people around us in the workplace, and of course in our personal life also. We are criticized several times, we are commented several times. So in that scenario also, take a deep breath, relax for a while, because once you speak, once we really give a harsh reply, we won't be able to take it back. So in that situation, this positive mindset mantra helps us to calm down, cool down, and deal with the situation in an appropriate way. So this has really helped me to deal with all the chaos of my life. In morning, of course, the household chores, my God, cooking, cleaning, sweeping, no matter whatever post you are in, I usually say this to most of the people, no matter how educated you are, especially being a female, let's say, I don't know about males, especially being a female, early morning when you wake up, you need to have something in your hand. What is that called?
Mobile phone.
Huh?
Mobile.
A broom. Could have been a mobile phone, it would have been quite interesting. So no matter whether you are a doctor or an engineer or a teacher or a housewife, early morning when you wake up, you have to rush towards the corner of the room to get a broom, and then the daily chore starts. So all these hassles of life, your household chores, your job, your children, sometimes your education, and of course many other dedications that you have, these things overwhelms us. And of course at that time again, the positive mindset comes into the action and allows you to calm down and do handle the situation in a quite tactful way. Now, having spoken so much about positive mindset, now let's move ahead with our better speaking segment with our amazing teacher speakers. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Anil Rajak. He is a customer support manager at WorldLink Communications, compassionate, adventurous, and a big fan of music. So I'd like to request his evaluator, Toastmaster Rumit Shrestha, to highlight the speech objectives of Toastmaster Anil. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Today, Toastmaster Anil is giving his Level 1 Project 1, which is the icebreaker. So the purpose statement of his project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learning the basic structure of a public speech. So I'd like to wish you all the best, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster.
We all need to rise for the icebreaker.
Yeah, it's an icebreaker speech. About myself, Toastmaster Anil.
Thank you, Toastmaster. A very good afternoon to everyone, respected President, Vice President, General Evaluators, my fellow Toastmasters, and guests. A stressful welcome once again. So I am here to give my icebreaker speech for today, and my topic is about myself. During 12 years Basantanath Festival, in the heart of Lalitpur town, a boy was born in 1991. It was me. So I did my schooling from Palikhel boarding school. I completed my schooling from here, and then I joined TAV college. I was like every teenage does feel like whenever they finish their school level, they try to get the freedom from the school life. So as I did, so I was searching for the college, and the TAV college was the more liberal one that I found.
So I joined there. Since I joined there, in my class 11, I was a little bit left out from my seriousness, and I found out myself that I was degrading my grade. So in class 12, I thought I had to work hard because I listened from seniors that class 12 it was a bit difficult. And the most difficult part for me was counting subject. It was really hard. I never studied that subject. I didn't know what debit means, what credit means. So I really worked hard. And in 12, I think I did, I was among top 5. I really worked hard at that time. So after class 12, it's going St. Xavier's. And in St. Xavier's, I studied information management, and in our like semester system, we had to do internship. So I did internship in one of the software company as a programmer. So after internship, I somehow came to join WorldLink. I heard some of my friends were trying to apply for phone support vacancies. So I somehow went to WorldLink, and luckily that was my final day. I remember that was my final day presentation day. So I was in totally formal dress. So I thought, like, when I was looking for my presentation, I thought I would give a try because I was already uh, in the setup. So I went for the interview. It was an interview that I made up because no one had called me. I just went and just faced the HOD, and he was impressed from me. So I got the job. I think so. So almost for 8 months, my apprenticeship period was finished. So after that, since that day, I've been working in WorldLink. Okay. So talking about myself, I remember how curious I was. So once I tried to disassemble the radio when I was too child. Oh no, that silly child tried to break the radio and uh, kept on searching the people inside who were singing and who were just like talking. So that kind of curious I was. I thought I would be an engineer, but that curiosity also led me to smoke and drink because during childhood I used to see my grandparents and my circle's grandparents. They would just pick up the cigarette and slide it and smoke out the and get out the smoke. So I was so curious that how did it feel. So I end up smoking. And right now today I'm in the phase of living that smoking. I'm working hard to leave that smoking habit. So that was the curious I was. So I think you all have been fighting with your problems like these and those, the day-to-day lives, day-to-day problems like sort of problems like you are not getting chance to change, and you are like facing the problems of like why these things only happen to me. So I have a key for that problem. That key is that living out of your suitcase. So traveling, it's about traveling. Traveling really helps you to forget your forget your materialistic and workaholic things, get yourself time to connect with nature. So almost, I have a friend of mine here, one of the Toastmasters. So he's the one colleague, and just other one colleague over there. So I think they understood. They are my colleagues in every track list. So once in every year during Dasai, after the Dasai vacation, I go for trekking. So during trekking, we spend all together our time. So on my end note, I would like to say that whatever you feel, never stop learning, never stop traveling, keep growing. So in the very verse of growing, after the 8.5 years of working in WorldLink, I'm here today standing upon you and working and talking as a speaker. So that is where I have came to join the Toastmasters, and I expect to I expect to learn more. I expect to improve my fluency in speaking. I expect, as all of you do, to be a better version of myself and broaden my network. So once again, thank you all of you. Thank you once again. Have a good evening.
Thank you Toastmaster Anil. Now moving ahead with our next speaker, our second speaker, who is none other than Toastmaster Prabesh Shrestha. Toastmaster Prabesh loves traveling, he craves for adventure, nature is his crush, art is his passion, creativity what he lives for. So to evaluate Toastmaster Pravesh, we have Toastmaster Pratigya Shrestha. So I'd like to request Toastmaster Pratigya to highlight on the speech objectives of Toastmaster Pravesh.
Toastmaster Pravesh. Toastmaster Pravesh is giving his icebreaker speech, and the purpose of this project is to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Thank you and all the best.
One stride, one summit claimed Toastmaster Pravesh. Toastmaster Pravesh, one stride, one summit claimed. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anjana Malla, for such a lovely introduction that I copied and pasted from my Insta Live. Oh God. The broadband manager inside me is trying to rip off the cage. So nervous. Okay. My friends usually call me a reserved person, a private person who never shares anything about himself anywhere. But unfortunate for them that me being a private or reserved person is kind of like the iceberg that sunk the Titanic. So hard to break. They ultimately think they have no idea when I'll be starting to share my thoughts. But fortunately for them, instead of breaking the ice, I have started melting the iceberg. Since my childhood, no, that was later on. Sorry. Okay, let's start with my introduction. I'm Toastmaster Prabesh Shrestha. I have been working in WorldLink since last 8 years, and I think I'm happy here until now. I was moving a bit earlier. I was born in Pokhara in Gandagi Hospital at around 8 p.m. At around 8 p.m. on the auspicious occasion of Fag Purnima. Here is my birth details. Anyone astrologer here? We can sit for a plate of fresh bok momo, ulasan. Okay. Since my childhood, I've been a nature lover. I spend most of my holidays in my maternal uncle's house, Mamagar, that we call that. That I used to roam around that was the time. That was the 1 month that I was so happy. The most cherished month of the year that I used to be very happy because I get to meet my best buddies, and those best buddies were buffaloes, goats, chickens, and cat. No, cat wasn't there. I've never find cats, but lots of dogs. Those were my best friends. I used to go around tending with the cattle and work in the fields. That was the most happiest moment that I lived in during my childhood. And the other side of the story is uh, I'm very fond of sketching and drawing as well. From my childhood, from a very early age, I don't know when, 5 or 6, I started drawing and sketching. And once, due to that skill, I failed in grade 1. Why? I was drawing all over my answer sheets. Instead of writing down those academic answers, I was drawing all over the answer sheets. And I failed. The feeling of despair, you can understand, right? Having to play the same level again, the gamers. So another incident. I was in 2 or 3 class grade. I started drawing my teacher's sketch, and he caught me in the act. And what do you expect? His thank you was, he made me a rooster. Should I say? That was it. I still love sketching and drawing. Whenever I get a pen and a paper, I start doodling. That's who I am, so that's how I am. I also love trekking. I have been to half a dozen of treks already, and I have learned a lot of things through treks. The physical endurance, how resilient you should be from here, your mind. I have developed through every trek. There's no worst trek or best trek. With every trek, I have learned many things. I have learned many things with my friends. Anil and Roshan are my trek buddies here. I wish I could have got more time to share about my trek details, but sadly, I'm melting the iceberg. So probably in next session of melting the iceberg, I could share more details on my trek. So thank you so much for being here, all fellow Toastmasters. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prabesh. Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Prabesh. Now, moving ahead with our next speaker, our third one, at last but not the least, it's Toastmaster Anu Bista. She is the branch manager at WorldLink Pepsi-Cola branch. She is fond of reading, cooking, and indulging in thought-provoking talk. So to evaluate Toastmaster Anu, we have Toastmaster Arakshan Rijal. I'd like to request Toastmaster Arakshan to highlight on the speech objectives of Toastmaster Anu.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anjana. Toastmaster Anu Bista is doing a level 1 project 1, that is the icebreaker speech. The purpose of this project is for Toastmaster Anu to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. So I would like to use Toastmaster Anu.
Let's give a hand. Embracing the journey of discovery, Toastmaster Anu. Toastmaster Anu embracing the journey of discovery.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anil. Good afternoon, my fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. My name is Anu Bista, and I introduce myself as someone who loves the art of words and connections. Originally, I hail from a very vibrant district of Japa, particularly Kakarvita, and the locals there are known for the talkative nature. Interestingly, I break the mold. Not quite the chatterbox that my fellow Japalis are. In some, I'm a Japali, but I'm not a Gofari. But definitely, I aspire to be one, and I'm on this journey to embrace that very trait. It's an honor for me to be able to share my story in front of you all and to be part of this dynamic Toastmasters family. I'm going to break down my speech into various topics which are of utmost importance to me, and first off, family and background. I think family is the most important foundation upon which our lives are built. I have been fortunate enough to have been raised by a family that has supported my aspirations and that has shaped my values. My roots trace back to Japa, where my parents and my younger brother reside. And currently, I call Kathmandu home, sharing my journey with my loving husband. It's interesting how life brings us from one place to another, weaving a tapestry of experiences. And talking about my professional journey, I started my decision to join WorldLink before 8.5 years proved to be a very important chapter in my professional career. It began as a way to pass my time during my bachelor's second year, but it evolved into a remarkable journey. I have been from starting as a customer accountant in Betamod to becoming a branch manager at Kakabita. My life's journey has been about facing the challenges head on and about overcoming the challenges. In 2018, I was presented with another challenge where I was given a task to start from scratch at Kakabita, a new branch with zero customers and staffs. But in 2 years' time, I turned the tables. I proved that with determination and hard work, we can yield incredible results. But life had more in store for me. A transfer to Lahan loomed. At first, I was hesitant to take up the opportunity because of the region's reputation, concerns over the region's reputation, but due to my family's support and my father's encouragement, I laid the joining. And more about life's experiences and lessons. My journey, my experiences at Lahan and Aitoda taught me more than professional skills. The kindness and wisdom of the people there taught me or proved to be the guiding forces for my journey. And amidst all, I found love. An arranged marriage introduced me to a man who mirrored my father's support and encouragement. And regarding my beliefs and manifestations, I am a strong believer of faith and manifestation. I believe that what we pray for and what we work become reality. I wish to be a part of Toastmasters 3 years back when I was at Lahan, and eventually our very own Toastmasters club was formed as soon as I arrived here. And regarding my purpose at Toastmasters, I'm here not only to improve my public speaking skills, but also to conquer my insecurities of self-doubt and introversion. In conclusion, I am very grateful for this platform and an opportunity to share my journey with you all. Life is an evolving canvas and filled with or painted with moments of challenges, growth, and the unwavering love and support of family and loved ones. And with each new chapter, I'm learning to embrace my insecurities and learning to embrace my roots while spreading my wings and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anu. Of course, a positive mindset allows us to move from the stage of apprentice towards the stage of the success that we have right now. So moving ahead, I would like to request the timer. Are all the three speakers eligible to be voted? Sure.
Please, sir. Yes, Toastmaster. All the three speakers completed their speech on time. So,
Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Now I would like to request all the Toastmasters and the guests to kindly vote for the better speaker. And our speakers for today are Toastmaster Anil, Toastmaster Prabesh, and Toastmaster Anu. Kindly cast your vote for better featured speaker.
Speakers themselves are not allowed to vote.
Thank you so much. So I guess the vote casting is nearly done. Now moving ahead with the next segment of our Toastmasters meeting today, the most awaited table topic session. And as we all know, table topic session is a fun-filled session where anyone from the audience, be it a Toastmaster, be it the guest, are allowed to come choose the topic, or however the Toastmaster, table topic master will conduct, come forward and present 1 to 2 minute speech on the given topic. And now without further ado, I'd like to request our table topic master for today, that is Toastmaster Samani Subedi. Toastmaster Samani is a branch manager, professional contributor at KFA Business School, love to navigate new places, love all kind of music, hanging around with friends, had experienced skydiver, bungee jump, rafting, parasailing, and a lot. Over to you, Toastmaster Samani.
That was a lovely introduction of mine. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
good afternoon.
I am Samani Subedi, a Toastmaster from WorldLink Toastmaster Club. So, dear presiding officer, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guest, I'm as a mediator going to start this table topic session. Before that, I would like to share some rules about this session. Every table topic speaker will get 2 minutes time to deliver their speech. After 1 minute, green card will be shown, and after 1 and 30 seconds, yellow card will be shown, and finally red card will be shown. And they will also added 30 seconds as a grace time to deliver their speech. So what is all about this table topic session? It is designed for the guest and the member who can give their speech on the topic which I'll put on you. But this time I'll thinking to do differently, because this is all about the entertaining also. So first of all, I would like to give, I would like to reveal the suspense. I'm going to sing a song. Though I'm not a African singer, I'm not African speaker as well. So bear with me with this song. And I'm asking to join you all and encourage me to sing this song. So first song is, I'm not even a bathroom singer, like Anu has said before. मीठो बात जरा रात से सी ढलती गई शाम मीठो बात जरा रात से सी ढलती गई शाम मरे एकांतमा So thank you so much. When I forgot the lyrics, Toastmaster Anu continue with me. So I'll give a chance. I'll give you a chance to confront, and I'll give one beautiful topic to deliver a speech in front of us. So your topic is Dark Night Experience. So you have only 2 minutes. So please start your speech.
So surprised there. I'm. Dark what?
Dark Night Experience.
Dark night experience. Okay, good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, as a veteran, I had so dark night experiences because during our time, I did my SLC. I did my SLC exam in a candle of lights because there used to be a long load shedding at that time, and we were very maybe like unfortunate, or maybe like we learned a lot like studying without lights. So, and during that time we had the difficult time like coming from the stairs because there were no lights, and sometimes we used to jump from the half of the stairs because we were like afraid that there might be some ghost behind us because there were no lights there. So as a school life, I had the so much experience of dark dark nights. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that was a really nice speech given by Toastmaster Anu. So I'm going to sing next song, but it will not be obvious like that. Next song is Tada Tada Janu Sati Ek Fera Hasi Deru Tuti Sakeko Maya Lai Sati Ek Fera Hasi Deru Tada Tada Janu Sati Ek Fera Hasi Deru. Okay, thank you so much. So, anyone who would like to come here and give a speech? Okay. Okay, Pratik, please come over. So I would like to say one quote from Nietzsche. He's a philosopher. Life without music is punishment. So connecting with this song, you can share something about your best friend, because this song is for the friend. So you can share some nice memories with us. Something about your best friend. So your time start now. You have only 2 minutes to deliver your speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samani, for giving me this opportunity to me. Frankly, I was very nervous when someone recommended my name. So the topic, my best friend. So my best friend is from my school time. He is 3 years older than me. Actually, the first time we met, I felt like he was my elder brother. That is what everyone says about him to me. So he was also an introverted type of person, similar as me, because I don't talk much. And I'm frankly very nervous, my hands are shaking. So, about music, he was an inspiration to me. So, he asked me to join the guitar class when I was when I was studying at 8th class. So I went for a guitar class and I learned guitar for only for 8 days. Then we practice and practice. We also perform in our school programs. And that's it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, finally, I have one more song, and it's like full putte sari, sapak pari, pachuri mal mal ko. Full putte sari, sapak pari, pachuri mal mal ko. Kausima bosi, timiलाई delta, manu mero halchal ho. Kansiko kesa, pizari esa, kanyul jamilai dyuki. Resami chulcho, odera gumcho. Resami chulcho, odera gumcho. Mohani rang marangai dyuki. Mohani rang marangai dyuki. Thank you so much. So, now would like to come over here. Okay, Toastmaster Rusam, your topic is why do you think planting tree is necessary in this world?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Rusam, and for today, I'm also working as a pilot counter in the WorldLink Toastmasters Club. And the question is why trees are necessary to be planted, right? As we all know, in the current situation, the most problem we are facing is weather change, climate change, right? It is due to cause of global warming. So due to plantation of trees, it will help our environment to produce more oxygen, and which will create for better climate and what we say, better health of every organism living in our planet. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That was very smartly given speech from Toastmaster Roshan. So at the end of this session, I would like to ask our timer, our speaker is eligible for voting.
So, Toastmaster Anu and Toastmaster Pratigya qualified for the award. Unfortunately, Roshan spoke for 43 seconds, so.
Okay, I would like everyone to vote for our two selected speakers, Toastmaster Anu and Toastmaster Pratigya. Okay, this is all from my side. I hope I could do my role in my best way. So over to you, Anjana, Toastmaster Anjana.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samani, for conducting that melodious table topic session. It was really a blissful moment for us to recall all those songs that we have been singing. Now, just one thought related to the theme. A positive attitude may not solve all our problems, but that's the only option we have if we want to get out of problems. So, of course, if you want to get rid of the problems, which you cannot solve with different ways, you have to go with the positive mindset and be positive and be ready for the outcome that is going to come in front of you. Now, without further delay, we have our evaluation round, and for the evaluation round, I'd like to welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ishwar, to conduct the evaluation session.
we normally shake hands so that we can pass on the energy. Thank you, Toastmaster Anjana. So as we had already discussed, I would now like to take up the evaluation session. The first segment of this evaluation will be the direct evaluation, where the evaluators will be evaluating not the speakers, but the speeches presented by the speakers. To do the honors, we have the very first evaluator, Toastmaster Rumit Shrestha. Toastmaster Rumit is currently he is the charter president of Apex Toastmaster Club and also the area club growth director of area B3, B2. Okay, he loves traveling, meeting new people like you, and also definitely the Jatra, which is coming very soon. He is also looking forward to becoming a trainer one day, a stressed, blessed, but a coffee obsessed person. He will be evaluating the speech by our first speaker, who is Toastmaster Anil Rajak. And timer, all the evaluators will have 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, please raise the green flag. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, please raise the yellow. And at 3 minutes, please raise the red flag. And they will have 30 more seconds to wrap up their speech. All the best.
Thank you, General Evaluator. On the 12th Machindranath Jatra, a boy was born. What a great way to start a speech. This reminded me of not actually watching a speech, but actually sitting at a movie theater and looking at the movie, where I was expecting the other line to be Amarendra Bahubali would be the title that would be flying by, because that was so catchy that the introduction hooked us all upon it. Toastmaster Anil, the speech that you delivered here today was so well structured and so well presented that we were all hooked to your speech from the very first, from your introduction to the very last, that being your conclusion. But in certain middle pills, you used a lot of things that kept us hooked from throughout. Starting off with the introduction, as I said, this really felt like that was the introduction of a child that was being born in a movie. Following with that, you talked about your schooling, why you choose that particular school so that you could slack a little bit more in your childhood. Then you talked about why you joined the school, the +2 in your JV, then why you went for your bachelor's, and then what happened in your internship, which led to your job in WorldLink. And this was the cycle that you created among us, that we were hooked from the very first to the very last, and we were constantly listening to your speech one way or the other. Following with that, I love the fact that you included the childhood, but you also included the story about your childhood, where you were not the one playing with the radio, but actually indeed playing with the radio by actually tuning it off and on in certain times. Furthermore, you also talked about traveling, what were the things that you loved during traveling, and a lot of things that were keeping us hooked to what kind of a person is Toastmaster Anil, and what he loves, what he dislikes, what was his childhood like, and what were his adulthood like. But as they say that feedbacks is the breakfast for the champion, and as the champion you are from the introduction itself, here are the few feedbacks that I have for you. So the first one would be the speed of your speech. I was remembering from the very first that you were starting your speech in a very quick pace, due to which you were trying to go along with the flow. You were kind of like the F1 car, which saw the red light. The moment you started, there was no stopping it, and you just went on and on and on towards your destination. So maybe you can work on the speech that you give by recording it, because this gives you a general perspective of what the third man hears from you. This will help you to slow down on your speeches so that you know what the other person is listening from you, right? Because sometimes when we speak, we want the listener to listen to it properly. So that would be my first suggestion. The other one would be the speech structure. I saw that you talked about your childhood, you love traveling, your schooling, +2 and all that, but I found that you started with your schooling education first, then you jumped into your childhood again, and then you jumped into traveling again. So this was something that was a bit zig and zag, due to which we were unable to connect the dots in certain point of view. But all in all, I really loved your speech, the confidence that you had, even in your icebreaker speech, that was bang on, and I would definitely love to hear more from you. Thank you, that's my time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rumit. Now we have next evaluator, Toastmaster Pratigya Shrestha, who would be giving her report on the speech presented by Toastmaster Prabesh Shrestha. Toastmaster Pratigya is a middle school mathematics teacher at Radha Bangala School and also a teacher trainer at Radha Bangala Foundation and an award leader in Duke of Edinburgh. What a pleasure. She is also the Sergeant at Arms at Radha Bangala Toastmasters Club and also serving as the secretary for the Area B1 Council. All the best, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, and in Toastmasters, the journey starts with an icebreaker speech. And Toastmaster Pravesh had started his Toastmaster journey today. The whole thing about an icebreaker speech is not just to find the courage to speak, but to able to tell the audience who you are as a person and how well did we get to know Toastmaster Pravesh as a person. I believe that you are able to convey that you are a calm and a charming person and a very creative person. You started with the humor by saying your Instagram bio, which I liked a lot. And then you talked about how you're born. You're born in Pokhara and on the day of Phagu Purnima. And you are also a nature lover. And you're also an animal lover. And you loved trekking. And the most interesting thing I liked about your speech is the topic, the title. One stride, one summit claimed was quite interesting. You talked a lot about your childhood. You started with childhood, and then again you went somewhere else, and then again you came back to your childhood. But we would have loved to hear more about your um, teenage, and about your education, and about your family, and also about the job that you are doing. And you said that you are a very creative person. We would have loved what have you done in your childhood, to show the creation of your own. And the most appreciable part of the icebreaker was you are not carrying any notes. You're very calm and you're very comfortable with the audience. Maybe you do job here and then you're very comfortable with the people here. So you're very comfortable and calm. So I like that. So next time when you give a speech, there's very few suggestions for you. You can structure a speech like there were transitions, but not as smooth as it's required to be. There were your speech could have been more smooth if there were a smooth transition from one part to another part. So congratulations on your icebreaker speech. I would love to hear more from you in your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratigya. Finally, we have the third and the final evaluator, Toastmaster Arakshan Rijal, who would be giving his report on the speech presented by Toastmaster Anu Bista. Toastmaster Arakshan Rijal is Vice President Education at North Mandu Toastmasters Club. He is a chartered accountant professionally, in the making, not yet completed, and also running his own financial consultancy firm and doing content creation at Mero Shiksha. He joined Toastmasters to bridge the gap between his thoughts and expression and to be a calm and confident speaker. Over to you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. So, how many of you think that Zapalis are Kafari? So, Toastmaster Anu began the introduction of her speech by stating her origin, Jhapa, and that, contrary to popular beliefs, that she is not Ghaffari. And I could hear, even though I was paying attention to Toastmaster Anu, I could hear the murmurs in the background, in the audience section. So that way of starting her speech grabbed everyone's attention. She was smiling throughout the speech. There was a warmth in her speech. She was smiling while she was sharing the beautiful moments in her life, and she was smiling when she shared how she overcome the obstacles of her life. there was warmth in how he gave a speech. It was captivating. So the major three things that I found really good about Toastmaster Anu's speech was her content. The purpose of icebreaker speech is to learn the basic structure of a speech, and that was done beautifully by Toastmaster Anu. The content was relatable. It was structured. She broke down her speech to two segments: family and background. Family, she shared how, while she was transferred from Kakarvita to Lahan, through the support of her family, she could overcome the challenges. And that was something relatable to almost all of us because being someone from South Asian community, we are really connected to family, and that is how we deal with our life problems, I guess. And then the structure of the speech was so good that then she, after sharing her background, she went to share how and why she joined Toastmasters. She then concluded her speech by sharing how she started embracing the roots and spreading her wings. That was a beautiful conclusion. But since evaluation is the breakfast for champions, I have few feedbacks that I would like to give Toastmaster Anu. If I were you, I would try to look at the audiences from ranging from here to here. There were times when maybe you might have had to recall and you were like looking down. So I would highly recommend you to look at the audience as much as possible. And the second suggestion that I would like to give is while you were giving speech, so the hand movement was like this. So this indicates that you're nervous. So I'd like to suggest you to do a handful of something like this or open wide hands. All in all, the speech was really beautiful and it was captivating. Thank you so much for giving that wonderful speech. Over to you.
Thank you to all the evaluators. May I ask the timer, are all the evaluators eligible for voting?
Yes, Toastmaster. All the evaluators have.
Okay, now I would like to request everyone to tear up the bottom part of your agenda sheet and choose the better evaluator that you want to vote. While the voting is going on, let me tell you, all these feedbacks that have been given are not to pinpoint or pinch you. This is just their personal opinion. We come here in a Toastmasters meeting to improve ourselves, to become a better version of ourselves. And in this journey, we help each other. So there is no senior or no junior. Whatever we learn from each other, we just share with each other, and that's what we have been doing. By saying that, now let me take you to the second sub-segment of the evaluation session, that is the technical evaluation. And to start with that, I would like to call upon the grammarian for today's meeting, Toastmaster Abhishek Sharma, to introduce Toastmaster Abhishek. He is very fond of sports and he embraces the thrill of competition and the wonder of discovery. So I would like to request Toastmaster Abhishek to please let us know about your grammarian report, and timer, all the role takers, the technical role takers will also have time. You may know it. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwar, the general evaluator for the day. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, it was a pleasure listening to your speeches, and I do find good use of English and some of the words and phrases that I'm going to point out now. Some of the suitable uses of the words were noticed. Words such as diverse, excel, tantrums, overwhelmed, tactful, liberal, unfortunate, endurance, auspicious, resilient, aspire were noticed, and some of the good use of the phrases were also noticed during the meeting, such as caught in the act, head on, turn the table, Some of the improvement areas or improper use of the language were also noticed. The use of the tense regarding the prefers and preferred. Some of the use of adjectives and nouns, differentiation between confidence and confident, uh, and the use of the since and for regarding while stating the point of time and period of time. Use again the use of the tense while stating past tense. I am so happy was used, which could have been easily replaced with I was so happy. Moving on. Okay. Use of the prepositions like standing upon you could have been replaced with standing in front of you. And the word of the day was apprentice, which was used for two instances. By first instance was used by the speaker number 1, and second by the TMOE herself. Okay, as a grammarian, this much report I have presented at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give him a huge round of applause. A very elaborated report of the grammarian. Now I would like to request our counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Gokul Sapkota. Gokul is an avid traveler, a dynamic member of WorldLink Toastmasters Club. He embodies a passion for exploration and adept leadership roles. So here is your leadership role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwar, General Evaluator of the Day. Throughout the meeting, I observed the use of certain expressions that can sometimes detract from the clarity and impact of the speeches. I like to prove a brief overview of what I observed. As a role of Sa, Toastmaster Krishna as over pause filler was 0, overuse word 1, repetitive word 1, overlong pause 1, and other agitation 1. Presiding officer Toastmaster Smreeti, pause filler 3, overuse word 0, repetitive 2, overlong pause 1, general confusion 0, other agitation 3. TMOE Toastmaster Anjana, pause filler 8, overuse word 1, repetitive word 3, overlong pause 0, and other hesitation 1. General Evaluator Toastmaster Ishwar, as pause filler 0, overuse word 0, repetitive word 3, overlong pause 0, and other hesitation 1. Grammarian Toastmaster Abhishek, pause filler 7, repetitive word 2, overlong pause 2, and other hesitation 1. Timer Toastmaster Puneet, as pause filler 0, overuse word 0, repetitive word 1, over long pause 1, and other hesitation 1. Feature speaker Toastmaster Anil, has several pause filler and several overused word, repetitive word 6, overlong pause 1, and other hesitation 3. Feature speaker Toastmaster Prabesh, as pause filler several, overused word 3, repetitive word 4, overlong pause 6, and other hesitation 2. Toastmaster Anu on pause filler 3, overused word 3, repetitive word 3, and overlong pause 4. From evaluator side, Toastmaster Rumit has 0 on these all Okay, okay. Toastmaster Pratigya has 5 pause filler, 1 overused word, repetitive word 2, and other hesitation 1. And table topic master, Toastmaster Samani has pause filler 5, overused word 3, overlong pause 1, and other hesitation 2. And table topic speaker, Toastmaster Anu has 3 pause filler, 3 overused word, 1 repetitive word, and otherwise 0. Table topic speaker 2, Toastmaster Pratik has 4 pause filler, overused word 4, and repetitive word 2, overlong pause 1, and other hesitation 1. And table topic Toastmaster Roshan, pause filler 1, and other are 0. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gokul, for the detailed report. I'll come back to you very soon. Normally, we call upon the timer after the general evaluator's report itself, but now I would like to call upon the timer for the timer report, and thereafter I will present my observation. Toastmaster Puneet Manandar. How do I introduce him? Okay. I have been told that he is anxious at times. With uncertainty of life, he doesn't seem so much anxious. He loves to live in moment. Very nice. He derives happiness from basic things like watching a wild monsoon river at its maximum flow. Always looking to improve upon himself. As they say, learning never stops, and you are in the right floor.
Evaluator. So my job was to keep the timing of the speeches. So starting from our Sergeant at Arms, his timing was 3 minutes 06 seconds. That's the qualified time. Presiding officer's timing was 4 minutes 31 seconds. That's also within the time limit. The TMOE's speeches were broken down in 2 parts from my side. One was 5 minutes 25 seconds, and other one is 6 minutes 21 seconds. So general evaluator's timing was 1 minute 31 seconds for the first one. Grammarian timing was 1 minute 04 seconds. Timer, that was me, was 1 minute 18 seconds. And our counter's timing was 57 seconds for the introduction. For the featured speeches, speaker number 1, Anil, Rajak took 5 minutes 56 seconds. Prabesh Shrestha took 6 minutes 24 seconds, and Anu Bista took 5 minutes 45 seconds. So, table topic master took 2 minutes 56 seconds. The table topic speaker number 1, so Anup Manandar took 1 minute 15 seconds. Mr. Pratik took 1 minute 32 seconds, and Mr. Roshan Kargi took 43 seconds, which qualified it. So the evaluator, Mr. Rumit took 3 minutes 6 seconds. Mr. Pratigya took 2 minutes 47 seconds, and Mr. Arakshan Rijal took 3 minutes 20 seconds. The Grammarian, Mr. Abhishek took 1 minute 58 seconds for his speech. Our counter, Gokul took 4 minutes 4 seconds, so you were over time. Right now it's me. I think I'm being recorded. I don't know about my time. You can stop right here. Thank you.
Very nice way of presenting the timer report. Now, why I wanted to present my report at the end is because the timer had already told me that I was being given 4 to 5 minutes and I wanted to take a little bit longer. That's why I took a little bit more time. What we can do now is we also have the voting for better role taker, which is between the tag team, that is the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. So if you like any one of these 3, you can vote for the better role taker. There is one slick for the better role taker as well. You can choose anyone amongst the timer, counter, and the grammarian.
About three.
Yes, the role takers are only taken from the tag team. I would like to give 5 seconds for the voting, then I will start my report. Okay, hope we are done now. The best part of the meeting today was bang on, it was on time. It started at 4:15. It did not wait for any role taker to arrive. That is the precise thing that we learn in a Toastmasters meeting. Toastmasters is not only for the public speaking, but for the punctuality, and that has been done beautifully. Hats off to the Sergeant at Arms who started the meeting on time. Before I arrived, Toastmaster Rumit had written down some points, and I have been told that the Sergeant at Arms was full of energy and did his job well. Congratulations, Toastmaster. That was very wonderful. And thereafter, the presiding officer, Toastmaster Smreeti, I had only talked with her in the WhatsApp. Now I can see her face to face. She talked about the Toastmasters international mission and also introduced the guests of today's meeting. Thank you for your role. As a presiding officer, it is also your duty to let everyone know about the particular WorldLink Toastmasters Club, how it founded, though it is only the second meeting. In the days to come, whoever takes the role of presiding officer needs to tell all the meeting participants how did this happen, so that people get enchanted by the very moment, how much energy was put in and how fast and speedily it was done. So it needs to be told to anyone. That is it's in itself one story. So any future presiding officers can please do that. So that is one single suggestion from me. Toastmaster of the evening, you are amazing person. You have stories after stories after stories, and listening to your stories and about the positive mindset, I am a very optimistic person. So I like the theme and all the things that you mentioned, even about the parenting, you connecting the parenting with the positivity, that was very beautifully done. The best thing, about today's meeting was the agenda sheet. I have been to so many Toastmasters Club and I have never seen such a distinct agenda sheet. Very clear, good fonts, very nice agenda sheet. Hats off to the Toastmaster of the evening for all the effort put together to gather the role takers, to prepare the agenda sheet, to give out the introduction to all the role takers about every other role taker. It was very beautifully done. A very good job by the Toastmaster of the evening. Now, all the role takers have done beautifully. This is just the second meeting of WorldLink Toastmasters Club, and I was amazed by the speakers, the quality of their speeches, the uses of vocabulary. You all are already magnificent speakers. What we are here is just to make a little bit of a finish so that in your professional journey, it can be more mature. That's what it is. Not about making your speeches better, but improving, because you all are already amazing speakers. If I have to point out particular role takers, there are a few points that I have noted for everyone. In a Toastmasters meeting, we do not call anyone as sir or ma'am. We just call everyone, no Mr., no Miss, no sir, no ma'am, just Toastmasters. Please be noted. And next thing is, once you have been introduced and you come up on the stage, you do not need to say again and again, good afternoon, I am Toastmaster this, I am a member of WorldLink Toastmasters. No need, because you have already been introduced. So Just go on what you have to do. If you are a speaker, start your speech, because once you are here, your timing is started. And when you take time for 15 seconds, let's say you address the people, your 15 seconds of the speech is gone. So do not spend the time addressing the audience. Start with the flow. And for the timer, it would be better if the timer is positioned just in front of the speaker, just straight in front of the speaker, so that it would be easier for both the timer as well as the speaker, whoever is here, to easily view. And regarding the card swing, I hope you must have received the timer card once the club gets started. You haven't. Okay, what you can do is, there are the labels, right? So what you can do is just place the label, and the timer can, what he can do is just place the green flag here. Remove yellow flag. Remove red flag. What happened? I observed this. He was showing green like this. He was showing yellow. And the speakers, as soon as they saw the green, now if I have to stop now, if I have to conclude, they started to conclude. And right at the yellow, what they did is they concluded the speech abruptly. So maybe it is making the speakers a little bit nervous. So that is just one suggestion. What you can, any timer can just do like this. Put the flag so that the speaker can see. That is one small suggestion for the timer. And about the ballot counter, there is one suggestion for the ballot counter. If you are a ballot counter, it would be better if you do not take part in the table topics, or the table topic master does not pick up, because ballot counter, or the vote counter we usually call it these days, is the person who collects the votes, and if there is a tie, that is the person who gives the tiebreaker vote. And if the vote counter himself or herself goes on to the table topics, that would be a little bit a different situation. So not only the ballot counter, as long as possible, all the speakers and roll takers should be avoided for the table topic session. But apart from that, that was one amazing session of table topics, a very fun filled. I have never seen a table topics with singing songs and picking up the theme or the topics from there. And in the Toastmasters 2023-2024, we have one principle put forth by the district director: fundamentals, focus, and fun. So the fundamental part is the learning, and we concentrate by the focus, and the fun part you felt it, because I was looking at the meeting. It was kind of hot and people were yawning and here and there, but you feel the fun, and hats off to you. A huge round of applause. So that's all about the few things that I have to tell about the meeting today. And all in all, it was a very wonderful meeting, and I once again, please, I request sorry for being late. And now I hand over the floor back to the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Anjana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishwar, for such a detailed as well as so useful suggestions as well as the feedback. So, without further ado, I'd like to move ahead with today's session, where we distribute the certificates as well as the awards. Is the ballot counter ready for it? Okay, so fine. So I'd like to call out the ballot counter to kindly come forward and distribute the certificates and the awards for the better speakers, table topic speakers, and the evaluators. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anjana. For the better speaker award, any guesses from our audience? Who was the better speaker? From this side? That's right. Congratulations, Anil. And I'm sincerely very much sorry. I made some mistakes on the certificate. So it will be corrected and we'll give new one to you.
everyone, those who have voted.
Now let's move on to the better topic, table topic speaker award. Any guesses from audience? From backside? Sorry, unfortunately it's not Pratik, it's Anup Mananda.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Okay. I think this is the first. What do you call this?
Trophy.
Mini trophy I have ever received in my life. Thank you very much. As Anu said, it wasn't expected, and I definitely share this one to my Toastmaster Pratigya as well, as he has also put much effort. So thank you very much. Now for the better award, evaluator award. Any guesses?
Arakshan Toastmaster.
Better evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Rumit.
He's not here, so
I'm his mentee. I can wish that award.
I'll
take that.
On behalf of what? On behalf of. Yeah, I'll give this.
Congratulations to the mentees having a wonderful mentor.
This bonus certificate.
Now let's move to our last award, and it's for the better role taker award. Any guesses? From this side?
Yeah.
Yes, it's right. It's Abhishek Sharma. And I'm again sorry for this. I can give it to you.
Thank you, everyone. I always have myself have been an apprentice of the language. So getting an award for taking the role of a grammarian means a lot to me. Thank you all.
Thank you so much and congratulations to all the winners. Now the last thought on the team. Please stay motivated for the positive mindsets. You can do meditation, you can do yoga, you can keep yourself calm. For me, what works is listening to music. If I'm really depressed, I sit in a corner of a room and I do listen to the music of my choice and I calm down myself. So yes, that's the end of today's meeting, and on that note, I'd like to thank everyone, all the role takers and all the guests as well as Toastmasters present here to be a part of this wonderful meeting, and I'm looking forward for more success and more wonderful meetings at WorldLink Toastmasters. And with that note, I'd like to hand over the session to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Smreeti, for the concluding remarks.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the evening, Toastmaster Anjana, for that perfectly conducted today's session with the positive mindset. I believe we all are in a positive mindset at the moment. Well, talking about myself, I'm a very positive person, so I can really relate to the things that she was talking about today. Once again, I'd like to thank all the role takers, visiting Toastmasters, and our guests who are present here today in our second meeting of WorldLink Toastmasters Club on this Tuesday afternoon. The morning started with a bit kind of chilly rain. I thought we don't have any guests. I was a bit scared, but not at all. So I don't believe morning shows the day because the day was really hot. we do have a lot of guests here. I'm really thankful for all the guests. And special mentions, I'd like to shout out to have our table topic speakers. Last table topic speakers was not won by WorldLink team. Today we have WorldLink member winning the session, so I'm really happy. Well, with that, we come to the close towards the end of this session, and as a presiding officer, now I formally announce the adjourn of the meeting with this gavel. We do have snacks upstairs in our cafeteria where we can just sit down, relax, and then enjoy the view. And along with that, we do need to take a group photo for our Instagram post, social media, or wherever we want to post it. So let's take a group photo first, and then we head for the snacks.